Two things that will likely perplex me until the day I die is the female brain and the entire idea of TikTok. Well, today, everybody, we're going to get into both of those by reacting to some woke feminist TikToks here on Speechless. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Speechless. I'm your host, Phares, 23-year-old conservative college graduate now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have a lot to cover here today, but don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, and share it with your friends. But like I said, we're going to talk about some woke female TikToks that I just happened to stumble across. So why don't we start off with this one at the very beginning. This lady seems to have an issue with the idea of marriage. Let's take a look and a listen. So it would seem like to her, every time that she gets near to putting the ring on her finger, another responsibility pops into her head. Another idea, oh man, you're going to have to help the kid get to school, or maybe cook dinner, or fold the sheets. Okay, most of those things that she even had in there didn't even have to do with marriage themselves. That's what it seemed like she was trying to say, is that if you put the ring on, then you're going to have all these other responsibilities. The only one that might come with that would be the idea that you have to take care of the kid. But even if you're a single individual, if you're a single individual, you're going to have to cook yourself dinner. I would hope that you would wash and make your bed. I'd hope that you do a lot of those other chores, clean up around your apartment or house or whatever. See, this is the entire thing that's pushed by a lot of feminists nowadays, is that you don't get to live free or live happy if you're a wife or a mother, and so focus on all the other things. But of the 7 or 8 things that she insinuated were a part of marriage before she threw the ring away, most of those were things you'd have to do with as a single person too. But the other thing with that too is that it never focused on any potential positive. The positives that can come from being a parent, period, or being a mother. The positives that can come from having a life partner that will be with you and care about you, ideally for, like I said, your entire life. Or even at the minimum, the positive of a dual income. But I don't know. Again, that's the feminist mindset there. That's the feminist mindset. Let's get to another one.
If men can't control themselves, seeing women in skirts, who let them control whole countries?
Okay, that lady needs some help. But short answer, you did. Kind of. I mean, to an extent, if you think about it. Who let them control entire countries? No one else was going to do it at one point. I guess historically you did. But I don't know. Some of these people need help. That's really what I'm learning with a lot of this, is some of these people need help. Let's take a look and a listen at this one, this young lady.
Something I've really enjoyed doing recently is using the word male where other people would normally use the word female. Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. For example, I'm going out this weekend and there's this male DJ that I really want to see, so I'm so excited to see him. Did you read that interview with their male CEO? I thought it was really good. I think this one's my favourite. When somebody says, oh yeah, I'm going to watch football this afternoon, you'd be like, oh, the men's? Look, you cannot tell me that women and men are equal in modern day society if you're still using the word female to describe things like it's a miracle that they're there in the first place. I found the only way to help people understand how default male society is to use the word male to describe people and just see their brain go, eh?
I don't think anybody, I gotta be honest, I don't think anybody cares that much. I don't think anybody would notice. I mean, I didn't even notice when she started off with the male DJ one. I don't think I'd care. See, this is another thing that happens is, like, you have to make this stuff up. Look, if you're mad that there's not enough female DJs or something, DJs that happen to be women, however you want to put it, then go become a DJ. Go become a CEO. I don't understand what the issue that she's really trying to bring up here is. It's kind of an invented level of an invented sexism, I guess, where she's like I don't know anybody who would actually be bothered by that. Along with the entire idea that this is what you're spending your time thinking about. You have too much time on your hands if that's what you're thinking about. And then finally, the third point to it is she said, if we ever want men and women to be equal, this is a lot of the things that come with feminism. Is men and women will never be equal. They're not meant to be equal. And when I say that, I'm not saying that men are better or women are better either way. There are things that men are better at, and there are things that women are better at. And so if you take the inverse of that, there are things that women are worse at, and there's things that men are better at. And this is, when it comes to feminism, the entire idea of equality is they want it in an absolute. No, we can have an equality in terms of, yes, men and women can vote. Men and women are both paid the same for the same job with the same qualifications all the way down. But we're not going to have a society in which men and women are equal every single thing. That simply doesn't happen. Think about it. Leah Thomas, the swimmer, blew all those other girls out of the water. Why? Because Leah was formerly William. And he's a biological male. Because biological men are more prone to having physical strength, physical endurance, at a rate that's higher than women. Men and women will never be equal, and that's the lie that is pushed by the feminist movement. So, there's that. All right, we got another one coming up here. I thought this one, I saw part of this one already, and I just thought it was absolutely fascinating. So let's take a look and listen.
Spain now has an influencer who's making 10,000 euros a month, and she's not even real. She's not even real. She's artificial intelligence. This is Aitana Lopez, an entirely fake influencer who now has brand deals that's earning her about 120,000 euros a year. And this is the part that gets me. Aitana is created by a man who is tired of working with real influencers because they have big egos and they just pose a lot. But instead, he made his own influencer who, is posing a lot. This is weird to me in multiple ways. First, a man is making money off of our bodies. Not like that's anything new. Second, this is the beauty standard that our littles are going to have to compete with. When our kids are scrolling through TikTok, this is what they're going to see. So just be careful, be aware, and let's protect our littles.
Okay, wait. There's a lot to break down with this one. First off, that guy is a genius. That is a business genius right there. Because he's like, man, all these other influencers that I'm trying to get to promote my product, whatever, they're annoying and they expect too much. And then he just creates an AI and it becomes an influencer for him. And then you have all these like OnlyFans models and stuff or like that South Park clip. They took our jobs.
They took our jobs. Yeah.
That guy's an absolute genius. He figured I can cut all the cost of paying any of these people that are kind of annoying anyways. I can make my own influencer, generate revenue from the AI, as well as also use that to push other products. It's honestly an absolute business genius right there. But then the biggest problem with this lady is then she tries to make it about the kids. Oh man, they're going to have body image issues because of the AI. Look, this has been a complaint that's been had by people for a long, especially more people on the left, for a long time. It started off with Photoshop. You already had skinny models, and then their pictures would be photoshopped and put in Vogue or magazines and everything, and people were like, oh my god, there's going to be body image issues, and there were. And then the same thing happened on Instagram and everything like that, and a lot of the images were photoshopped, and people were like, oh my god, there's going to be more body image issues, and there were. Now you have the AI, and they're complaining about body image issues. Look, let me get this straight. The issue's going to be there whether you like it or not. It's going to be there. It's kind of an evil of social media. And I have a lot of complaints about social media. But the issue didn't start with this AI. Guarantee you this lady's complaining because she is one of those bratty influencers that this guy sought to replace. And so that's what she's mad about. They took our jobs. The AI is taking our jobs. It's taking our jobs. And it's going to take a lot of jobs. That's the thing. But the ones I'm not worried about are the people that are literally selling their bodies on their own anyways. If you really want to sell your body and not have to worry about the AI, or even if you don't want to have to worry about a man profiting off of it, you're still going to have to worry about the AI. But just go make your own OnlyFans. And I wouldn't actually recommend that to anybody. I think it's actually a degeneracy of society, the OnlyFans in and of itself. But if you're really going to complain about it and you currently have the option to, you might as well go do that. Okay, now here's a great one. It's actually a male feminist, which in my opinion are the worst of the worst. Let's take a look and a listen.
Lady, so is there any statistical proof you can give me that women have it worse than men and men?
Women are 47% more likely to suffer severe injuries in car crashes because safety features are designed for men. 33,000 girls become child brides every day. Women in rural parts of Africa spend 40 billion hours a year collecting water. At the rate we're going, it will take 108 years to close the gender pay gap. As of right now, only 6 countries give women equal legal work rights as men.
Wait. That one's a lie.
And for every female.
No. We're gonna do that one because that one's a lie. The gender pay gap one. The gender pay gap is an absolute myth, and so if he's perpetuating this, he's just patently idiotic, and you should not listen to anything else he says. The way the gender pay gap is calculated is it takes the median average income of men and compares it and ratios it to the median average income of women. It does not take into account years in the career field, qualifications, your actual degree that you got. Heck, it doesn't even take into account the job that you have. So you could be comparing a male doctor to a female teacher. Essentially, what you're doing is you're comparing the statistics of people that go into vastly different career fields. When you actually take into account all of the things, qualifications, job, experience, college degree, age, everything like that, there is no gender pay gap. It does not exist. And in fact, according to the Equal Pay Act within the 1960s, I think JFK signed it into law, it is illegal to pay a woman separately from men. Along with that, it would be a great business decision if you could pay, the usual statistic that's brought up is a woman is paid 78 cents for every dollar a man makes. If that were true, on a single $100,000 a year salary for a man, you could save, as a business owner, $22,000 a year. So the gender pay gap does not exist. It would be if it genuinely did, it would be a smart business decision just to only hire women because you could pay them a lot less. But not only is it illegal, it just doesn't exist, period. So if you are getting paid less and you have the exact same qualifications, experience, college degree, everything as your male counterpart and you're getting paid less, sue them and you'll make a lot more. I'm telling you now. Let's keep hearing what else this idiot has to say.
As of right now, only 6 countries give women equal legal work rights as men. And for every female film character, there are 2.24 more men. Just your friendly neighborhood feminist trying to knock down toxic masculinity, doing my best. Doing my best.
All right, well, that was kind of catchy there at the end, but it was stupid. And here's why. Okay, so starting off, I can't speak for all the other countries, and I don't know if this guy is like this, but a lot of the people that preach feminism are the same ones that are coming out in defense of Hamas against Israel, and I can tell you a lot of the most egregious violations of human rights as well as women's rights are Islamic nations. So don't come out and try to be the wokest liberal on feminism and then also be the wokest liberal on Palestine and Hamas, because they're not very friendly to women, period. But along with that, and I can't even speak with all the other countries, but when it comes to the statistics, I mean, one of the things that he pointed out is that there's not as many women in movies as men. Oh, boo-hoo. What a first world problem that is. And when it comes to all the other statistics, he once again acts like women are so oppressed and that men don't have any issues, and that's the problem. Men are about 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women. Men are about 10 times more likely to die on the job than women. In the United States, men are twice as likely to be sentenced to jail after a conviction than women, and on average receive 63% longer sentences for the same crime. And this is once again the problem with feminism as an ideology, is it expects men and women to be equal on everything, and every time that a woman is not equal to a man in anything, it is due to sexism. And that's the feminist ideology. And it's even worse that this man is perpetuating this entire stereotype, because it means that he is a beta male cuck. Period. Honestly, that's really what it is. Men and women both have issues. To try to compare men and women's struggles and act like one has it worse is futile. And it's a futile use of your time, because men and women are inherently different. But that's the problem with the entire feminist movement. They act like genders are equal in absolute, like I said earlier. And that's not possible. Men and women in general are complementary to one another. Women tend to be more natural caregivers, as men tend to be more aggressive and assertive, and thus that makes them better in the workforce, or naturally, in the beginning of times, hunters. There's a reason biological men, like I stated, are dominating certain women's sports, and that's no matter how hard women try, because a biological man can never become a woman. We are simply built differently. And male feminists, like this one that we just saw, are the worst, because they act like they're standing up for women, when in reality, they're oftentimes predatory beta males who are only doing it because they are the proverbial losers of the genetic lottery. They're only doing it because they're the proverbial losers of the genetic lottery. That's all the TikToks I get, the woke feminist TikToks I got for you guys today. But I really hope you guys like this show, and that you guys keep subscribing, supporting in any way you can, because now I'm in my home studio instead of on the radio. So don't forget, like I said, to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, share it with your friends, all that fun stuff. I'd appreciate it. Until next time, you've been watching Speechless.